Hi everyone, this is Sunette for Self and Living, and in this video I would like to continue expanding on a point that initially opened up in and through one of my blogs called Moments with Me. Now, the purpose of this blog is to assist and support with sharing as well as showing how much we oftentimes tend to miss in the moments of our day. In the moments, meaning if we have a look at a day within the context of time, it consists of the seconds, minutes, hours, and overall that would constitute a day. But a day when you move through it, in having a look at breath, let's say one breath in, hold, one breath out, hold, that, let's say, defines a moment in a day of you. Obviously, to be aware of every single breath throughout an entire day is quite something. I do understand that there are people on this earth who have walked the earth, who have been so aware of themselves, their breath, and who they are within each breath. So they weren't necessarily only even aware of each breath, they were aware of what was going on inside themselves, around themselves, and the detail of it. It's like they could literally take a photographic snapshot of everything, everyone in that moment of just the in-breath and the out-breath as a moment. So for most of us, though, what is quite extraordinary in assisting and supporting ourselves within our daily lives to become more present, observant, aware of ourselves, who we are in our breaths, and our relationship to everything and everyone else, is to, in moments within a day, have a check-in with yourself. A check-in meaning utilize your breathing. Breathe in, breathe out, really slow down. Ask yourself, how are you? What's going on inside your thoughts, your experiences, your physical body? What have you observed in the day since you've woken up? What stood out for you? What is still ahead for you? What is your planning for today? Are you quite grounded, calm, stable, ready to continue in the rest of your day? And then you go for it. This technique initially of becoming more aware of my breath, myself, my body, eventually progressed to slowly but surely becoming more and more and more aware of my breathing, who I am, being aware of myself, my thoughts, my emotions, my experiences, decisions, choices, things like that. And because of that process I walked, I am quite aware of moments where I have insights, realizations, understandings coming through based on how I almost now so naturally look at things, look at people, look into words. Like in my recent blog, I shared a moment that opened up through someone saying something as simple as, I want a puppy. And a whole world opened up within me from just someone saying that one thing. You see, it's so extraordinary how much more aware, and not only aware, but also how much more dimensions and points and things within yourself opens up that can actually assist and support you in yourself, your process, your everyday life. You've got so much more access into yourself, your mind, your awareness. So, with that, I am utilizing that gift I have to also share some of the insights and realizations that come through in those moments with everyone. And so that one statement, I want a puppy, I shared some of the initial dimensions that opened up. in that moment in my blog titled, I am a recovering want addict. We all have our little, shall we say, for lack of a better word, vices when it comes to wants and satisfying them greedily, even immediately, and then oftentimes have to face the consequences that when continuing now and expanding on that initial blog, I realized even when looking back at my life and my process through want, and yes, I have walked through this process of being a recovering want addict, because there are those moments where we really want that one thing, but at the same time, there can come up a list from here, and this piece of paper is just rolling out to the ground and continuing to roll of all the other things we possibly want. And then we've got a list of needs, and it's rolling and rolling and rolling and continuing to roll, seemingly sometimes like it's not stopping, because you get so exposed to so many things that you could want and need that could make yourself and your life and your everyday life so much easier. Unfortunately, a lot of it is tied to one thing: money. So many, most people have to work with their relationship when it comes to wants and needs within the starting point and context of money. Money, and now also defining money, is looking at money within a very practical way of considering themselves, sometimes even family members, brothers, sisters, friends, their social life, their work life, the animals, because the initial dimension that I spoke about in my blog, please do read it for context, because this video is a continuation of that, where I mentioned, as children, it was so easy to just want something because the want just came up first, and that thing. So I want that thing. That's it. Give it to me. Now, as an adult, however, being a grown-up, which, as a kid, we really always desperately wanted to be, it's not just about, okay, I want that, give it to me. It is, I want that, but list of other wants, list of other needs. Not only that, considering money, then considering who or what and everything and everyone else is tied to money, all of that information. Yes, I can have this want, but let us roll out the page of consequence. And then it brings in all those wants and needs, brings it into consequence, brings money into consequence, and everything and everyone else that will be compromised into consequence. And there your decision is, wait, okay, want, consequence, if I do the want, okay, we shall just drop it for a moment, put it on the want list. But we always have those moments of weaknesses where we give in, unfortunately. And despite knowing, and this was the point I was going to make, despite knowing the consequences, we still do it. Where I found the one thing that assisted and supported me to change that point inside of me was and it was tough, because it's like this want, it was for me an addiction, and maybe it would be beneficial for you to also look at it from that perspective. Most of us are sometimes scared to look at something as an addiction. But if you maybe consider this context of not seeing it as an addiction in the sense of, oh my God, it defines me as an addict, or, oh my God, it's an addiction. Let me be so afraid. I defined addiction for me as, look, it was very energetically based. I got so conditioned into more like wanting the feeling satisfied of wanting that thing. I liked that feeling I got when I wanted something and I actually got it. And so that to me was defined as an addiction, because what do addictions also do? Addictions tend to shift us so far from reality and create so much consequence all the time. and our relationship with ourselves, money, our lives, others. So when I got real with myself and essentially said, girl, what is an addiction? Okay, this. Look, if you ever look at your relationship with once, you're addicted to it. You're addicted to the feeling of it, the experience of it. Look at what it's creating. So why do you do it? Because I didn't so much look at why am I doing it as much as I asked myself, well, what am I not doing? Because there's something I'm not doing to assist and support myself, to make sure I consider my needs more, considering and weighing up my wants and needs, my money situation, everything and everyone who's in my life, not only now, but also the future. We sometimes satisfy wants now and not look at, I could have maybe used that money a month down the line when I know I'm going to go on a vacation or holiday. How about I rather save this money and put it into there, make sure that's done first, that I can pay for that and enjoy that, rather than getting closer to the holiday and realize and go into a holiday stressed because I've got little to no money. Things like that. Or, being invited to go out with friends, but now you can't go because you don't have enough, right? It's like little things like that where we also don't even sometimes consider the future. And so what I started practicing doing for myself was to, in the moment, when that one comes up, I check in with myself and ask, okay, who is here first? My addiction? Or am I considering my relationship to money in the present and in the future? Because the moment I practiced grounding myself in that first, being calm and stable, did I start making decisions and choices with wants in a more practical way. Even sometimes creating a little savings pocket where I started categorizing my monies into little envelopes. And every month I would put in a little bit in each envelope, representing, yes, a one, but it would have been a nice one to have in many reasons, but I couldn't have it then and then. So that really helped me. And even down the months, what would happen is an envelope, I'd scratch out the name, sometimes 3 times, because it changes, because I see other things where it upgrades or something like that happens, And that also makes you question your wants, isn't it? And really then that feeling that you had, was it really that relevant? If it changes, it can change so much. So it's just also doing that little experiment. You could do it for yourself as well. Understand your own wants. Ask yourself, are they really worth creating all that consequence? Thank you very much, everyone. Enjoy.